Yo, C-Town, I got you, homie. Super Thug. Yeah. Ha. If you really want it, we can get it on. Cause I'm ready for war. If you really want it, we can get it on. Cause I'm ready for war.
What's up, motherfuckers? Not with just one or two of the illest crew. I'm live with the whole mother trucking crew.
We in here, what's happening?
Since I got the whole crew here now, from us to you, cheers.
We are the illest. They call me Polo.
Jay Brown, Bruce.
And me, myself, I'm the promoter, operator of the page, also hype man / performer with the guys, and I'm C-Town Clown, and we got Scoob off in the background with us right here. This is kind of my first solo interview in a way with everybody. I mean, not counting the one night, but just want to know how everybody's Easter's been. And I'm going to ask these boys here a few questions. And I hope you all are okay with take 2 because the weather ain't permitting now. It was kind of like an omen that this happened, I feel, you know, with everything happening the way it did. So I'm going to ask this question again. Maybe all three of you could kind of take the mic and answer it. What's the longest thing you guys have been doing here as far as ILL.est goes? Not the White Grape Gang or anything like that, but as far as ILL.est in general goes, man, how long you guys been running strong? How long you guys been doing things?
I say since about 2009, about 2010.
That's what I said. Yeah, about 2008, 2009.
Good conclusion to 2009.
So safe to say, almost a decade now we've been doing this together, and I don't think it's ever going to stop, really.
Yeah, we're gonna keep on fighting, keep on making music.
And we got downtime, but we also got uptime too.
Alright, also, as a group, I'm going to ask you guys now that I got you as a whole. This might be a little different one for the bunch here. We've done shows with just you. We've done shows without Brown. We've done shows with Brown, without Polo. We've done all kinds of mashups.
Right.
The Cruising C-Town thing without the rest of the crew.
Through the years, of course, yes.
What's it like to perform without the entire crew? Honestly, like...
It's weird. It's weird whenever... Because it's not all the time that happened, but I would say that, there was a good amount of times where we weren't all together on stage, and we accent each other as a group. That's what made us work together. So I feel like once, you're without that person that accents you, you almost leave your comfort zone, kind of. So that was hard to deal with at first for some points. Like, I went away, Jay Brown went away, and even Cruz had his thing where he had to take care of his business. So, we've all experienced the loss of, our comfort zone with the three of us being on stage, and it was weird to handle, but we got through it.
It's not the same without one person there or the other person there. When we have all three of each other, we rock out.
Feed off the energy.
Exactly. Positive vibes are going. Everything's great.
I have to honestly say, as a brotherhood, there ain't been really one show that I can recall that, as all four of us, we rehearsed, we all kind of went out there and won it.
It's always been that way.
And I feel that, it's because of the brotherhood bond that we all have, that we all can just feed off of each other and, sense the movement. I know it sounds weird, but that's the way I feel about the crew.
That's what it is, too. Like, if you got somebody that's definitely completely different, but at the same time, you still gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly. Yeah, winging it was definitely the definition. We would make our set, which could be 15, 20 minutes, and we would throw it together, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it felt like before we had to leave.
Yeah, practice it up real quick. And
we always delivered.
Most time we already knew where our lyrics came in and what verses we are in break with, and if not, you can look at the other person and be like, it's you, and subtly, let the other person drop in,
Exactly.
As far as the studio sessions, and again, I'm going to change a little bit of the questions up so that way it ain't the same thing repetitively on the show, hearing viewers get everything that they're needing. When it comes to recording, what's it like to, feed off of each other, branch off the verses, and, follow each other's, comfort zones, you know.
I can tell you this guy right here is real momentum, like real motivation, I can't even talk, motivational. You know, fucking when there's a line, it's like, oh man, you can hit that a little harder, push that out, you know, push that out.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'll go in for another take. Next thing you know, the take before that sounded a little terrible. Next take that he told me to push out sounded A1, you know, so I'll go with that, you know. We all love each other, you know, it's all family in this.
Yeah,
you know,
push
so,
each other to the, you know, to the best.
yeah, we're all in the studio at the same time, you know. Fucking,
And I believe we feed off each other's energy a lot, especially when it comes to studio work, because you know when you're in a studio for a long period of time, it's easy to become fatigued, you know, and to have a close friend with you in there pushing you, and to see them kill it, that pushes you as well. So that's a big part of the group.
It's also cool starting off as like, you know, it's kind of light in the booth. Everybody's kicking it, relaxing, and then you can tell the atmosphere changing. It's actually time to work.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like we kick it, have a good time. Hey, you know, this week, that week, hey, I didn't tell you this, and then when we get down to work, it's like, all right, you know, I feel like this can mess with this and kind of tell a different story about each song.
I agree.
Different
I
versions
agree.
from each other, you know.
I will say, you know, being in the verse with you guys feed off me and I feed off you. You know, even Polo, you said that, you know,
Of
rapping
course.
with me opens up a new genre of music
Yeah.
because I go on
You have a lot
real
of
shit.
a lot of energy to feed off of, you know.
I will say
really.
this, you know, coming from the party songs, you know, you guys are more known for the
Booty,
party.
booty, booty.
Yeah, yeah. It's always been there, man. It's always been there. I think I even made reference to that in one of the other videos, Scoob, if I do recall. You guys have always been known for those party songs for the most part,
chain.
man. You
Yeah.
know, and you guys have always been known to get down to the groove side of everything, as to where, you know, a lot of the others went thug with it for a while.
For sure, and in the area, it seemed like that probably would be the most fitting for people, you know, unless you see a lot of that, or, you know, and I think that's where we try to be different, you know, was to, like, you know, if you go to big cities, I always felt like the club music is what really got the attention, you know, and so everybody else is trying to be hardcore and thuggish, so if you're going to go around, you want to catch some attention, I felt like that was the way to go.
It kind of took a lot of the other local groups a minute to catch on to the word versatility. And
Yes.
And it took a minute for all that to happen, but when it did happen, I feel the scene actually started to boom a little bit. Unfortunately, you can vouch this as well. A lot of us lost contact with others. Like, you know, we all kind of fell off the map with Shipley there for a while. We all kind of fell off the map with this person or that person.
I feel like the whole
Yeah.
scene kind of crumbled for a while.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I
I
feel like it really did.
They still do some shit every once in a while, but like I've kind of lost contact with Filthy much lately.
I think I have too, and I don't want to say that because I love both those guys. Shout out to Travis and Steven. I love those guys to death.
They still do shit, but it's like
It's
like
just
been a
life's
while
taking
since-
us all different
yeah.
places.
Yeah, we're all
and that's what it
adults
boils
now,
down to,
too.
man.
It's ups and downs and roads that cross us, man, eventually.
It's all love, no matter what.
Yeah,
Short Thug Records as a whole is still there, I feel.
For sure.
It might not be the same thing that everybody remembers, but I feel the love is all still there for the label.
Mhm.
I am due for another feature on the show from another member of the label later on. We will
Hopefully
not
the whole
go-
label ends up coming through on your guys'
Yeah.
show, man.
Yeah.
No, I think
Yeah,
that'd be
that'd
dope.
be
There,
cool, yeah.
There's a lot of uncased, unshowcased talent, you know, and I think that really it needs to be touched on as far as like I think that's what's good about what you guys are doing here. You're
Kinda get-
showcasing talent
Yeah,
that's
kinda
maybe
get into
hidden.
Get into the mind of the people, not just their music too. You know?
No.
Right, because nowadays, like, everybody's focusing on just, like, guns and drugs. And,
Zing,
I'm a Xenoball!
anybody can make a song about bullshit, but it takes a real
Yeah.
person to make a song about what comes out of the heart and what you went through in the past or what you're going through now.
That's what I think is
whatever.
cool between all three of us.
Exactly.
We all have like different backgrounds. So when we come
Exactly.
up on a beat and have an idea about it, well, you have three different scenarios of what's going on in the music itself. You know. I mean, I know Polo, you know, spits fast, and you know.
For sure. And I
To me, within the illustrator,
I-
coming from
I-
the
I'll go
brother
slow,
area,
yeah.
and not even as the artist area, but the hype area, I feel that, like, in the Illest crew, you're kind of the bridge to the two of them, because, like, you got Polo, who's like, and then you got Robo, who's like, and then you got Jalen, who's kind of like, you know, the middleman in a way. You know, at the end,
I
he
can do
can
both.
go,
I can do from
he
top
can
to
mediate
bottom.
it. You know,
meshes it all
so
together.
yeah, to me, it's like a chain gang, if it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like one leads to the other, who leads to the other. Yeah. I don't know how well that matches, but okay, white grape and the chain gang, I don't think really go well together.
The white rape gang thing.
White grape chain gang.
Say that 10 times fast, won't you? Oh goodness, we all knew this one was gonna be fun.
I don't know, but it's pretty cool having everybody together, man.
Yeah,
It's really nice doing this.
that I agree too. It's nice to have the fam back together, man.
So, you know, so starting in this town, I have to say, it's been a rather difficult thing, you know, and, you know, to sometimes it may feel like we haven't gone anywhere, but at other times it feels like, you know, I may have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish in this game, but I'm never going to stop.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like with this page, you guys are going to do a lot, so I really feel honored to be a part of this, for sure.
Well,
I have to agree too. Like as I said in the earlier one, that I remember buying a CD from one of these people back when I was like sophomore in high school, and then we ended up opening up for him at Pops. Like that was like legit. Like I was like, damn. I mean, it almost came full circle. Like
wasn't that the
hey,
Juggalo Bash? Whenever all that initially happened.
Yeah, that was the
Juggalo
man, what year was that? I wanted to say it was like 2010 or 11.
Yeah, it was during the early parts of everybody.
Probably 2012. Almost.
Because
almost around then.
if I
yeah.
recall it, that show, Filthy Benjamins didn't even have a set. But
They
due
still
to
play it.
us and the clique and everybody, they
They still
ended up
play
with
it,
like
yeah.
a 10-minute slot towards the end, and we all were on stage with them.
Right.
And it was cool as shit because.
And it was like a thug party in a way.
As I said, I remember buying a CD from them in high school, and then like a few years later, we're like opening up on them, and that was like, you know, kind of made me realize like, hey, you know, we go far, and, you know, came in full circle just for these artists. Like, well, it could, you know, it could lead to so much more too.
Exactly.
I will say during that show, I've never had a hat rattle off my head like I did during Mercy. I'm just saying. I had to grab my shit and pull it back on,
I think it was a heavy
dude.
bass set on that one.
It was insane, is what it was.
Yeah, it was an experience. It was an experience I'll never forget. You know, and like I said, if I end up ending the music and I walk away tomorrow, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'd be happy too.
with that. You know,
But at the same time,
but
I still enjoy doing it, so I'm not done.
probably never be done personally ever. You know.
Take it from every one of us here, you'll probably find us at 80 years old still rapping.
Maybe
And I'm
not-
just saying, I mean...
Maybe not that. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I still be in a wheelchair going down the road with spinners on it and...
Spin freestyle.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah, you know, yeah, boy! I'm just saying. But, now, another question I asked the boys on the other interview, and I'm going to ask you this one personally. What was it like to you to open up for the big name artist and then come back locally?
That was crazy, to be honest. Like, we opened up for Axe Murder Boys, and I don't know, like, I don't think I could ever forget that night. Like, there were so many people that I had looked at in the crowd before I started rapping, and so I was like, man, they're gonna fucking hate me. They're gonna think I'm whack as fuck. You know?
Like, oh, fuck.
I get to the bar after we're done performing, and everybody's shaking my hand. It's like, man, you did a really fucking great job, you know. And I was like, oh shit, wow. Come back to town and then hit the booth and start recording and stuff, and it was just like, man, this song's gonna make them lose their minds, or this song's gonna make them go crazy, or some shit. It was like, can't wait to do it again. Like,
Definitely a boost up too.
definitely. Even helps you in like your normal everyday life, you know, going to school or going to work or whatever. It's just like, man, I made hella people dance and clap their hands last night and all kinds of stuff. And just to know that they're out doing stuff, making a lot of money, a lot more money than I probably ever would, and all kinds of stuff. It's real good, you know. It's real good for the heart and good for your character and stuff, you know. I loved it.
You guys have done a lot of local shows. I brought that up earlier with you guys as well. You guys have done characters many occasions.
Mm-hmm.
You guys done rejects during the Zombie Bash,
Rejects
Washco,
was the
and all
Yeah,
of them.
Reject's cool. I think.
C-Bar. We did a few of those,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Arizona Joe.
I think character
Yeah.
probably was more of the most open place to play. 'Cause they had like such a wide variety of artists coming in there and playing music, even though it was screamo. Everybody was like, alright, that's alright, it's cool. Everybody gave you props for it no matter what it was. I think it was most welcoming.
For sure.
It was different genres being thrown around.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I said earlier, anybody can make songs about drugs and guns, but fucking differentiality, varieties.
Drop a little hint here. Me and Polo was talking yesterday. Shipley and Thomas did the 101, talking about possible get-togethers off and on. Maybe reintroduce some of the old music to the scene. Try to do a little bit more, and push it out there.
Definitely bring it back.
I mean, granted, the 101's small, but they're a hell of a venue, and if they're willing to offer to keep the original music alive, I think that would be awesome.
Right,
and it's an opportunity, is the way I look at it.
Right.
There's
Great
a lot
staff.
of there's so much things that are to come later on down this road in the local scene.
Right.
Shipley's fighting to bring things back. Topics is fighting to bring things
I'll
back.
tell you what, Shipley, he's growing a lot of his shit. I wouldn't say shit, a lot of his music. He's growing a lot. Like I remember at one point in time listening to some of my old music and being like, oh good lord, what did I do?
What was that? What
was
I thinking?
What was I thinking? I hear you.
I just wouldn't even want to hear.
Why did I put that there? Oh,
because you're
why didn't somebody stop me?
Yeah, you're involved in the whole thing, like from
You
the
guys
beat
let this happen?
to laying it down to
What are you
chanting it down
doing?
and everything, and it's like some of the old beats like, why did I do that? And then like you actually witnessed yourself progress, and with Shipley, I've seen him progress quite a bit, and that's also cool to see.
I'm not gonna lie though, being a guy in the on and off scene around here, with you guys, the clique, watching the Benjamins and watching, not just the friends progress in the music scene, but guys like Shipley and Topics and even Ruckus every now and then, to watch them guys develop and grow has been a treat around here, man. And I just, like you guys said earlier, I feel there's so much untapped talent in this town that it ain't even funny. Young Gunna, granted, he might be a different type of rap than what we all are, but he's still out there, dude. He's making moves, he's made moves, and he's well known for what he does.
Shout out to Young Gunna.
Yeah, shout out to Gunna, man. He did that Chicago thing. It was like the one shot or something contest.
Second place or something.
He won second place on that. Yeah, that was big, man. That was huge. So
But
shout out to Young Gunna, man.
sadly, it wasn't big around here because it's up by Chicago and a lot of, what I'm saying?
Right, but
That's
like
a
a lot of people branch out
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Centralia
and
because
that's
there's
the part
slow
of it.
support here. And in order to really do anything with this,
You gotta go outside of town.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not to
a
make
bigger
money,
city.
but honestly, when you put a lot of time into something, it is about the money a little bit. You gotta be able to, like we said, at least break even on something. And when you get to the point where you're spending more money than you even have coming in at all, that's when it gets rough. But I think somebody threw the word around earlier, and I'm going to use it. Determination is the biggest key word there, and that's staying determined is the biggest thing, and understanding you're going to be discouraged is a big one too, because people can be discouraging, especially when they see you trying to do something positive. That's the biggest thing I've ran into,
How much can you take, really?
Really, and just can't be discouraged by somebody because 9 times out of 10, them guys are upset with you because you're doing something good. And,
Another word I'm going to throw around, along with determination that comes right with it is criticism.
right?
We're kind of open to criticism, except
Gotta be.
that. If you come straight off like "fuck you," "fucking,"
This
and
shit
I don't
was
know if I can say
garbage.
that.
Yeah, you're fine. You're
Screw
fine.
you suck. You're a horse. Whatever. That's different than being
Like I say, language and stuff like that
I
is
think you
edited
can
on the
kinda,
show.
I dig your music, but I think if you were to change your tone or not use so much profanity, it might be. Well, I take constructive criticism, but people that come out hating.
Constructive
completely
criticism is supposed to be that constructive criticism. It ain't supposed to be somebody coming out saying "fuck you," but
And
it's somebody
downgrade
that's
you.
supposed to be able to be like,
You remember being at the carnival and that one guy came up to me like, your effing music sucks, and it was like,
I'm like,
aggressive.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm out here with my kid trying to win a pony or whatever that was, whatever.
Right. I
And
feel
you're
that criticism,
cussing.
if you want to bring criticism to me, just come up and be like, dude, I feel you could have done this with that.
Yeah.
You ain't got to
Yeah.
come at me reckless with it. Just be like, dude, you
Right.
could have done this, you could have done that. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I'll accept that, but come at me like he said, and it might be, no.
We're all artists,
Yeah,
like
You
just
have to be
like
able to accept that.
yeah, just like we were to draw a picture and put it on the internet, for somebody to buy, we're gonna have to be able to accept that comment that's gonna be like, oh man, it looks like total shit, man, what the fuck, like
Right.
it's whatever, one person might hate it, another person might love it.
I want to say hi to everybody watching right now. I see like 3 different pictures popped up of people there.
And if you're going to throw words around, I'll throw one in on here because I think it's really kind of summing up what you guys got going on here. It's pride. You got to be able to put something out that you can be proud of. And
one
like
thing-
he's sitting here talking about the lyrics, they really gotta mean something and stuff. I respect that. Things like that is what I respect. That's real music. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm sick and tired of seeing gangster rappers up there
Mumble rapping.
talking about how many guns they got, but if I handed them a loaded 9mm, they wouldn't know how to get the safety off.
Look, I'm gonna be
Okay,
honest.
it's
and I
insulting.
think I'm
If you're gonna make music, I don't care if it's rap, country, metal, stand-up comedian.
I'm gonna be honest.
If you're
and I
gonna
think I'll
out there
speak
talk
on
about things,
behalf
talk about
of
real
all of
shit.
us, and not
You
just
guys have
us,
always
but
done that. So.
artists alike.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
I think really do. I think I'm gonna speak on behalf of us and all artists alike, dude. Yeah, you can rap about booty. You can rap about smoking weed till the morning like we did.
Yeah.
But then you got tracks like
Blazing.
Get What's Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Tracks that you've done that have been personal to your heart.
Right, I
Tracks
just get
that you've
dedicated a whole
done.
mixtape to my mother in her class. Rest in peace to my mom. I've dedicated a lot of my music to things like that and meaning. And I think it's as far as influences for rap, I'd have to say rappers influenced me. But my mom was more in the era of the music that had meaning. So that's where I think a lot of the reasoning we have rap music, our rap music, for instance, has the meaning that it has is because of that influence. So you have to kind of give it up to the roots of everything, really, for the reasoning behind that.
I kind of got their influences early on. Who inspired them. Obviously, Tech 9 is a big one.
Big,
For I think
big,
everybody in the surrounding areas
You
from
remind
Illinois to
me of
Missouri.
Eminem. I'm like, yeah, dude, I
But,
didn't fucking think of that. You caught me off guard.
As for you, Brown, what was like your influences?
Well, I don't know how much time you got.
As much as you want, my
Definitely-
friend. As much
Definitely
as you
start
want.
off with Tech 9. He was great big interest. Ever since I started hanging out with this guy back in 2006, 7,
Four.
whatever.
We reconnected, man.
Heavily smoking weed and whatnot. Fucking definitely Tech 9. I'd have to say Bob Marley and my brother. He really helped me out through a lot of stuff. Fucking it's like AC/DC. Fucking Metallica. I don't want to say Metallica. Slipknot. Fucking.
Hey, Metallica is good
Yeah.
too, though. You can't
Yeah,
deny
you
it.
I talked about
Shout out
I
to
talked
Scoob
about
on this shit.
Here's some more chance fans who don't let me
Fucking Run DMC. Run DMC is a very big one, meaning because, they're black, obviously, whatever. And just to hear rappers branch off and do some rock shit, that's
They
really
successfully bridged rock and roll
Right.
and rap. They're one of the few acts who was ever
Yes.
able to do that. Public Enemy did that with Anthrax.
big. Yeah.
But to do it right, it's amazing.
Keep
to do it
going.
wrong, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
That's definitely big with me, like, rock and rap, so I kind of like mix that into my music.
Just to also switch things up, not meaning to cut you off there, Brown or Scoob, but
Oh, you're fine. Tell me to shut up and I will.
Gosh,
Just,
darn it.
to throw something up there, I mentioned this the other night as somebody, who I thought could do collabs from the metal world or the rock world. I mentioned Washco. In your guys' eyes, what would be one of the favorite bands to collab for you fellas?
like local band.
I have to say,
Yeah, out of the local scene, what would be
Fun
fun?
Gone Wrong
Yeah,
would probably be one of the biggest ones on my list.
I would
And not because I personally know the guys, just because of the love I have for their music,
Yeah,
And
and
the people. The
That goes
people.
back to True Fest 1.
they've
Hey,
all
yeah, exactly.
been
They're
True
they're
Fest
locals,
1, like I
and
said, it
I've
goes back
been,
to True
First
Fest
people
1. You
to drop
remember
right
that.
to
that?
help
True
us.
Fest
They've done it to me
Fest.
many times.
Shout out to
Whatever they're
everybody
doing
from
to
Fun
help
Gone Wrong, Harry,
Good
and
people.
everybody. Man. You guys
Boom.
are all great.
Andy.
Roll. Fucking love you, man.
Hey, Wasco.
Harry, dude, you're my boy.
Wasco.
Oh, and Andy.
Yeah.
I fucking love WTF, like the video and everything for that shit was like the best original thing I think I've ever seen coming locally.
You can say what the fuck, dude. We can get away with it.
Yeah, well, you know, okay, what the
we can say
fuck,
cocksucker,
you know what I mean?
motherfucker, all kinds of nitty.
Yeah,
Well,
like I
fucking
said,
shit.
language ain't canceled out here,
I think
and
Wasco
drinking
was
ain't
another one,
canceled
man.
out here.
Like, we
It's
did a
just
lot
kind
of, we did a lot of,
Washington County Lowlights, man.
we did
Shout
a lot
out to those guys.
We did a lot of benefit shows with them too.
Twisted
They work
Licks
a
as
lot.
I
well.
was gonna say
Licks.
Twisted Licks.
Yeah,
Twisted
you gotta give
Shout
them
out to those
props.
guys.
Shout out to Chris Powell.
Robin Dare, Sean Wimberly,
Cheers.
Duff.
Get it.
Uh,
I got started with
There's a lot of rappers we probably haven't really touched base on. There's a lot, you know, from Centralia.
Brandon
Mike,
Smith.
I haven't talked Brandon C.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
We have to talk about, you know, if we're going to go that far, we're going to talk about Jake Schmidt. We're going to talk about Michael Ashby. A lot of people were in the characters show circuit around this time, and they all worked really hard on their craft, and a lot of them have lives now. And, you know,
I just went with
I have to say one final thing. This has been a big honor, and if anybody that's watching this, like Jay Brown said, if you feel discouraged or anything, we are all here. You know, you can message any of us at IL.est, any of personal Facebook or anything. If you feel you want to get something laid down on our track, contact one of us. We're willing to really help somebody, you know, because that's how we got started. Was somebody took us in and recorded our music for us. So, you know, all has to start somewhere, and it starts with asking for help. So if you ever need anything to anybody, contact one of us, and we would love to help anybody. Like I said, local support starts within all of us. So we hope to see everybody supporting everybody, and this is what it's all about. And we got to give these guys a lot of props, for real, especially you, Aaron.
Definitely cool. Appreciate having us.
He deserves a lot. He's done good.
I want to thank you guys for being here.
You know, the whole thing.
I want to thank the IL.est crew for being here. Of course, they're always my family in heart. Whether I'm performing, promoting, doing whatever with them, it doesn't matter. Sword Thugs is my life. It will forever be in my heart, despite the C-Town Entertainment thing. For all I care, I can label them in conjunction.
For sure.
TJ has been a long time friend of mine. Sean's been a long time friend of mine. All of us pretty much grew up together here. And Scoob, he just kind of found his way into the picture with us. And
I'm the guy on the couch, man.
we showed him a little bit. We showed him a little bit of a
couch.
different scenes, man. And now you see where it's come to now. And we just hope to keep doing this and keep producing live videos from all of us to you. Stay clowning.
Stay ill.
Stay ill, and we all love you, motherfuckers.
One love.
I hear you hating on me, homie, come on, let it bang. Don't be knocking at the door, I'll rip apart the frame. So if you really got an issue, we can do this thing. I just don't play these games. I hear you hating on me, homie, come on, let it bang. Don't be knocking at the door, I'll rip apart the frame. So if you really got an issue, we can do this thing. I just don't play these games. Just ball up and ball up quick, step to the scene with a brand new clip. You walk that road, I built you, bitch. C-Town OG, come test a trick. Middle lots of stack them all. See rappers rise and fall. Beat 'em down, no bloody pole.